um, Easter candy, like what we had left. So I got some
Ooh.
stale Starburst tonight.
Are those different flavors than the OG? What are we
I wish
working
they
with?
were the tropical ones because I like those a lot.
Are they just Easter themed and they're regular Starbursts, or are
They're
they?
regular Starburst in pastel
Mm,
wrappers, if you will.
okay,
But I do
but
like the
they're still
tropical.
your standard
Yep,
red,
standard.
pink. Okay,
Hmm.
power rank them for me.
Dude, I all right. Pink
I
is
can do
the
it. I can do
pink
it
is the
off the
best.
rip.
Pink is
Hands
the
down.
best.
There's no doubt in that. It's the
Orange is the
Nikola
worst.
Jokic of Starburst. You're like
Orange is the
undoubtedly
worst.
the best. Disagree.
Orange is by far the worst.
Nope. That's why they're opinions.
And red and yellow fight for second for me.
Yeah, no, it's a very easy answer for me. Pink, pink, red, orange, yellow.
Yeah, I know that I'm the outlier in that I love all lemon flavored things are elite to me.
Okay. So do you like lemon chicken?
Sure, more
Okay.
so in the sweets department.
Got it. Like lemon
Like
drops
lemon heads are
or
elite.
lemon heads, that's what I'm trying. Yeah.
Lemon bars elite.
Mm.
Katie got this fucking lemon blueberry bread cake thing from Costco like 2 weeks
Now
ago.
where do you stand on lime?
Love it in the tequila soda. Not a big lime flavored. Oh, hey there, guy.
Actually, it's vodka, but
Yeah, also good in that.
it's like the Kettle One um like blossom and what it's fucking delicious. You like
Oh, those are really
blossom?
good, actually.
Oh, elite. For a
Those are
nice
good.
hot day like today.
But I don't like key lime pie that much.
That's actually it's funny because that's exactly where I was trying to lead you to. I
Mm,
wanted to know where you're, but that's different. But do you like lemon meringue?
it's okay. It's almost too sweet.
So you're more of like a candy lemon guy.
Yeah, I'm lemon candy, but like again, like also like lemon cake, lemon flavored cake is exceptional.
Lemon is way down on my
Josh Hill liking the stream. What up, Josh? Thanks for coming by,
what
man.
up,
We're just hanging out
Josh?
talking. You got something you want to talk about, sports related, life related, whatever. Drop it in the chat, man. We're hanging out.
We're certified therapists, so just drop it in there. We'll talk about it
Legally,
on
I have to just,
on the internet.
not.
It's not a big deal.
Come get us, FCC.
Yeah. Um, to go back to the original question though for Starburst, I will say, although I think we can all agree, pink is just like you get one of those two
Just threw one
packs and
in
you
right
open
now.
up a two pink, like you
The
just that's
elusive double pink.
what a great day. Like what a great day that is. Um,
They make all
all
pink now.
yeah, they do. They have like bags for all four of them. I think like it was like oops, all pink.
Crazy. Look what
You know,
Captain Crunch started.
I know. Um, although pink is the elite, and then I very clearly go red, orange, yellow. I
Mm.
will say it is close, even though I can very clearly define. I also will
There's a lot of
mention,
yellow hate going on around last couple of years.
yeah,
A lot of yellow
I'm glad.
disdain.
um,
dude,
that was
dude, that might be the best submarine joke I've ever had on this podcast.
I um I
That's
like
not a Pearl Harbor reference.
I like all four of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like all four of them. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no doubt.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Starburst though too. They do have like the tropical ones,
dude, I
but
love them.
like they're great. But Starburst has just been like, this is it. These are the four. We're not introducing shit.
Yep.
It's good, and you like it.
Do you remember the Starburst commercial where like it was like people like walking in the street and then they went like,
No,
no, you don't remember that? No one else remembers that. Maybe I'm in an alternate universe. And
is this a
that
Mandela effect?
they like walked and then they're like lean back and walking as they keep
No.
walking and then they lean back and walk. Yeah, I don't know what's happening right now because I've the last couple of years asked people if they remember that commercial and I seem to be on an island here on that one.
And everyone gave you like a really weird look.
They're like, what the fuck? Okay, man.
Corey's doing
College
awesome.
must have been fun for you.
Yeah, right.
We get it. You experimented.
Nice, dude. Better then than now.
Yeah, for sure. I've got responsibilities.
Sure you do.
Responsibilities. Tommy Pickles, man. Um, so before we got on the pod, you had mentioned you're kind of going through something.
Oh, my golf
Um,
game is it's shot. It's gone. Shot. I was playing like the best golf I've ever played last year, which
yeah,
isn't good golf, but it's all relative
but you
to
were better,
how you were playing. Right. I was like finally like consistently shooting in the low 90s, which for
hmm
me is like that's right where I want to be.
right?
I was breaking 90 a couple times. Um, and it's gone, dude. It is gone. I played one round on the
So
way down to
what are the issues that we're having on the course here?
I cannot close the club face. Doesn't
Oh, so
matter.
it's all leaking right.
It doesn't matter. It's all going right. I can't figure it out. I
Every
I've
shot, you're saying.
every shot. I have also no hyperbole have lost about 35 to 40 yards on every club.
You know, I went through something similar last year, actually.
Yeah.
Not so much on the Sliceville, USA, but I lost a lot of distance on a lot of my clubs last year.
Did it come
I
back?
um like I'm back a bit, but like I used to be able to take my sand wedge 100 easy every time. Yeah, I'm maxed out at like 85 right now.
Yeah. And the other thing is like I'm hitting clubs like my 9 iron and my 6 iron are going the same distance.
That's that's peculiar.
And nothing makes sense. Up is down.
You're
Black
lost
is
in the
useless.
woods right now, man.
Yeah, I'm completely lost. So I'm looking into lessons because I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm sick of this shit.
That's interesting.
I have absolutely no
You
comfortability
tried
or
just getting up on your irons, right? Like just like
yeah.
sometimes if you're going too far
Oh yeah.
back rather than getting them up, that can cause
I
that.
mean, I can feel it at address. Like literally as my takeaway, I'm like, yep, I just opened it. Yep, I just like,
Wow. Have you
and
tried
but
your grip?
yeah. That's the thing is that's why I need lessons because I'm like I have now the problem is I've tried so many different things that
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, let's just go back to base. I don't even know where that is anymore.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
One thing I found that I was doing because I was so concentrated on my drive,
Mm-hmm.
like I was hyper focused on getting good off the tee.
Yeah.
And naturally, when you line up on the tee box, you're going to address the ball with the ball more towards your front foot,
Yeah.
right? Some people put
Correct.
it at their front foot. I've even seen people take it beyond their front foot, depending
I
on
like to
where.
have it right on the left side of my left heel.
Yeah, I have it just inside my front foot at this point.
Yeah.
But what I had found was because I was hyper focusing like on the range on working on my drive so I could get good off the tee, what I was like subconsciously doing, regardless of the other club, that just became my address.
Right.
So I'm addressing a driver and a pitching wedge the same,
Yeah, that won't do.
which is going to result in some, losing some distance. It's going to result in, a lot of different variables that you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I thinning this club or why am I, whatever. And I was just like, oh, it's probably, it honestly is probably something. I'm not saying that's your problem, but it's probably something so like that's just become routine to what you're doing now. And you're just like,
Yeah.
why the fuck am I doing that? And then you're going to take the lesson or one or two lessons. You're like, holy shit, you'll be back.
I need somebody who takes people's money for this to go,
Hmm.
this is how you grip the ball. This is where you stand over the ball.
What up, Taz? Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. No, absolutely. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to look at your swing and be like, oh,
And they're
why
gonna
are
go,
you doing this?
they're gonna go, this is dog shit. Let's no, but really it's like because I love golfing and there's two options right now. It's like take lessons, figure this shit out, stop entirely.
Yeah, sell the clubs, right?
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
What's up, Taz? Anything
What's
you
up,
want to talk
buddy?
about tonight, throw it in here.
Yeah, drop it in the chat. A couple of people dropping by. We appreciate you. Say what's up to us in the chat. Share the stream, like the stream, whatever you got to do. Just let us know you're hanging out with us tonight. Got something you want to talk about? Drop it in. Happy Justin Timberlake Day. It's gonna be May. That's today. 27 days
It
till
is May.
Indianapolis 500. It is May.
Here's the thing: is I have a golf trip coming up in like 2 weeks.
Oh, so you need lessons like yesterday.
Oh, at this point, I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna get
No,
down
you
to
got to
it.
get one in before you go.
I got to get one in. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, just bring your ass up here and Sean will do it.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if no one is available, we'll get you right, baby. We'll get you right.
Get one in before then.
Yeah, man. Where are you going on your golf trip?
Maryland.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why Maryland?
Reasonable driving distance, nice courses. We're gonna hit.
I thought they only did crab cakes and football.
That's true, but they also apparently they're getting into golf. There's also a really
Makes sense.
awesome course
Off-season.
in West Virginia we're gonna hit on the way down.
Oh, nice. Like West Virginia or the state West Virginia?
The state, which actually has some surprisingly good golf.
Home of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're going. We're gonna hit the distillery.
I saw this meme of these like old pioneer dudes in the mountains of West Virginia, like filling giant mason jars with ladles and green liquids. Like an old photo of the pioneers harvesting the first Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I want to get the factory tour, and they're like, and this wallpaper or this paint color is teeth stained code red. It's got this yellowish red tint to it.
This is Halo Binge Livewire. That's what we call this one.
So good. I mean, I'm just gonna hang out in the Baja Blast room.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a bidet that runs on Baja Blast. Feeling fresh
oh my
god,
fuck,
dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, Charlie coming in with a comment here saying,
that's what I'm going to do.
Just have a pro teach you the correct grip will impact your game. It's probably something probably something so simple.
But I have like no idea. Here's the thing: is it'd be one thing. That's the frustrating thing about golf, right? You're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna build off of last year.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to golf. I've been playing golf since I was like 5 years old.
Right.
But it's like, as you know, every golfer knows this. As you're getting better, you're constantly like tinkering with things.
Yep.
But I have now tinkered with so many things that I'm like, I'm lost.
So it's interesting that you say that, because I was watching the Reds game before they gave up a fucking 7th inning grand slam. I was listening.
Oh, that's Bumsville.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? I was actually watching one of the ways I'm trying to learn more about baseball. So when it's not a home game for the Reds, I will watch or listen to the other team's broadcast.
Yeah, if you can, that's a great way to watch it.
Yeah, so
how are you doing that?
I may or may not be a pirate.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
love that for you.
Argy matey. But yeah, so like I was listening to the Padres broadcast, and I don't know who their commentators are. One, the color guy's a former pro, as per usual. But one of the things that he was talking about in hitting is like, yes, you have to make adjustments. Like when you're a rookie, they're going to adjust to you, and then you have to adjust back in order to maintain your hitting. But like one of the things you don't do is tinker, and you like get into this rabbit hole of tinkering with your swing. And I'm relating that obviously to golf as well, like to where you just get so far from, like you said, Aaron, you get so far from base that you don't know where to go.
I'm lost. Yeah, I'm lost in the woods.
And you gotta
breadcrumbs.
You're Kristoff, dude.
Fucking raw dogging it right now in the woods.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense because that's where my ball keeps going.
Deliverance.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need deliverance from your terrible golf swing.
And I'm supposed to play on Sunday.
You say supposed to play. It sounds like you're contemplating not playing.
Oh, I've committed to play. Like I don't want to be the guy that backs out of a foursome.
You don't
But the
want to be that.
problem is, I'm like,
Then you just have the devil's threesome, you know?
I'm just not looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love golfing.
What?
And
It's
I
on
just,
Sunday?
yeah,
What's the weather like?
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
All right. Just a little man tanning is what we're getting down to, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
So
You know what? I just threw back an orange Starburst, and I'm reaffirmed in my belief that it's the worst one.
that's incorrect.
Man, no, you're just being ignorant.
Orange is great. I love orange as a flavor in a lot of. I'm one of the only people that loves like the chocolate orange combo.
Yeah, I don't love it. I like it.
I mean, I'm not like out there going out of my way for it, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying is I love orange and sweet and savory.
Yeah. Okay.
Like orange chicken, so good. Way better than lemon chicken.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah. That's a fair ask. So, other than our first night of the draft, how did you ingest, then digest, I guess,
Yeah, I was
the
pretty
rest of the
dialed
draft?
in. I was pretty dialed in for day 2. So that was so I went golfing Saturday morning, like early.
Mm-hmm.
So I timed it up pretty well. I mean, I'm getting pretty elite at it at this point, where there's probably like 20 picks left, and I'm like, let's just take this little melatonin, you know. And they're like, so concludes night 2 of the. So because the Browns didn't have a day 1 pick for the third time in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, by the way. Day 2 ends up being like the event for us, right? So I was pretty dialed into that. So I watched that fully. But it's just not as exciting. It's just, it's not the same as day 1. It was cool, but I like, you know, just kind of one of those things I had on. I was like sitting up in bed and,
Same.
trying to, I was like, all right, I got to fall asleep like right when this is over.
Right.
But I was, Browns had a pick towards the end of the 3rd round. So I just kind of stuck around for that. And then I was like, well, there's like 8 picks left. I might as well watch them. And then day 3, that's for the real sick fucks out there.
Yep.
Like myself. Like I'm still dialed into it, but I was doing yard work. So it was like I had it on. I'd like come in and out of the house. And if you see CLE on the bottom, like in the next like 4 or 5 picks, you're like, all right, it's probably a good time for a quick little, cool down break.
Yeah.
Maybe crack a beer or something like that. The Cavs were also playing at the same time too, but that was a terrible game. But yeah, we painted the shutters on our house. So
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, I know, doing big adult stuff. So it was just like it was a busy day, but day 3 you kind of just like that is super background noise. It is a great thing to like nap to though, if you can. Just hearing Rich Eisen talk about, I don't know, some guy from Western Kentucky.
Yeah, it's just and it's like you're not even seeing every pick get announced either. So they're just like vaguely talking about most of the picks. So yeah, background noise is I think an accurate way to describe the draft.
I watch on NFL Network too because I can't do ESPN anymore, dude.
Like generally speaking, or for the draft?
Unless it's generally speaking.
Me either.
Unless it's like the only thing that's carrying the event. So like if I'm given an option, so like the draft, for instance, right? NFL Network has coverage, ESPN has coverage. I can't do it, man. I don't know what happened over there.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's just turned into a take factory. And I also I haven't liked Mel Kiper for a while. Like, and I don't even know how involved he is in the broadcast anymore.
Pretty involved. Yeah.
Pretty involved. Yeah. Okay. So the right call. I don't like Schefter. Schefter annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I think they're all playing the game at this point, whereas
but it's so obvious.
Right. Whereas like when we were in middle school and high school, it was more like these guys are grinding and like actually trying to be right.
Right.
where now they're just like you said, giving out takes or
It's manufactured takes though too.
like putting spins on things.
Yeah. It's rough. But yeah, I mean, we saw some interesting stuff happen. I know we were live for night one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to it, man, because I was completely shocked in the moment. But I still need to talk about this Penix pick because in the moment I was pretty heated about it. I'm not even a Falcons fan, but I'm like, that's the dumbest draft pick I've ever seen ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought give it some time. Let's digest it. Let's hear some takes on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe something will pop up where that changes my mind a little bit. And there's been a few things, but honestly, it only reaffirms more and more how terrible of a decision that was, in my opinion.
Okay. So what are the things that are kind of like you're like, oh well.
Okay. One, you gave $100 million.
No, what are the things that are making you like semi justify it?
The NFL in 2023. Having I don't think the backup quarterback ever mattered more than it did last year.
Yep.
And if you're going to bring a guy in to be somebody who you're going to need to get some run out of, I
Yeah.
think you can do a lot worse than Penix. I think he's pretty pro ready.
Yeah.
My problem is using that draft capital on somebody who the GM said, well, you know, if he doesn't have to play, that's a pretty good problem to have. I'm like, yeah, but what about like a defensive end who could have played that whole time? Because here's the thing that I don't even think is being talked about enough. The benefit of taking a quarterback in the first round is the rookie contract scale.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You have a guy who, when he's due for a first round or for a contract extension, will be about 29 years old. And you might not even know what you have in him at that point.
Right.
That is insane to me. Now, here's the thing. I know you're not a McCarthy guy, and I'm not necessarily either, right? But the argument is you take Penix over him, even though McCarthy was on the board. McCarthy's 4 years younger than him.
Right.
So at the very least, even when he's due for a second contract, at least you can justify the age of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I take the players away from it, but like if you're team building, I'm sorry, that's just some of the dumbest team building I have ever seen. Makes no sense to me. And here's the thing, I could be wrong. It's happened before. I was beating the drum for Josh Allen is going to be bad. I've eaten crow on that every year since.
We'll see.
No, I mean I think we've like yeah, has he reached his peak? Maybe. I don't know, but like let's go ahead and call a spade here. I was wrong.
Yeah. Better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, right. It just the theory makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, I think is pretty bold. We'll call it. Just because of what was left on the board at that point. I think that the position that they were in, they could have done a lot of.
Atlanta had a good defense.
I mean, they were okay last year. They were okay.
They were okay last year. They were like barely
they were okay.
middle of the pack.
They were okay. That's
you
what
had
I'll
your
call
pick
it.
Of the litter of
they were like top. I think they were top 5 in turnover differential, if I'm not mistaken.
You had your pick of the litter of any defensive player,
and you took a quarterback. Yeah,
and you took the fourth, I guess.
When you had the splashiest offseason signing, which was a quarterback,
after investing nothing but offensive in the first round the last 3 years, and like you just said, added the. So that's the thing is, okay, great. You have the rookie quarterback out of contract. How much are you paying? We always talk about this. How much are you paying the room?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot
of money.
And now even more.
Yeah, they're fully vested. Yeah.
Rookie quarterbacks, on that rookie deal, like, don't get me wrong, it's a bargain because of how much quarterbacks get on the open market,
Hmm.
but they're still not cheap. They're still
Right.
making like 8 million, guaranteed. Like, and
Right.
that's hard cap. That's not just like, oh, we can, put a signing bonus in there. The cap now goes down to 2. No, that's what he's worth.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher to say the least. But
Feel bad for Falcons fans.
yeah, that's where I was gonna head is like yeah, I would have little faith in the organization at this point. And again, like you said, we could be very wrong. You feel good about what the Browns were able to do over the weekend, though?
I feel good about what they did with what they had. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. You got a defensive tackle. I mean, the guard that they got um, from Michigan, I absolutely love it. We
Tackle.
were talking about it or I'm sorry, no guard,
Oh,
center.
maybe he's drafted as a guard. Yeah. Okay.
No, he played guard in college.
Did he? I thought he was
Yeah,
tackle.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, he was a right guard, I believe.
Zach
Um,
Zinter, I think is it Matt
yes,
Zinter? What's his name?
Zach Zinter.
Hmm.
Love the alliteration, obviously. No, but here's the thing: the Browns have 2 elite guards right now in Batonio and Teller. Like,
Yeah.
Browns have notoriously had a pretty good offensive line for the last several years. Um, he broke his leg last year in the Ohio State game, pretty well documented. The
Hmm.
thing I love about the pick is you're extracting value out of a guy of a depreciated asset.
Hmm.
Clean break. There's no indication that he can't come back,
Yeah.
completely fully out. Like, that guy would have been an end of first round, early day 2 type guy off the board without a doubt if it wasn't for that injury.
Yeah.
And you're not asking him to come in right away and start. You also have Batonio, who, God bless him, is on the wrong side of the age line for guards. And Teller is, due big money over the next couple of years. It's a great let's look towards the future type of move. While, again, what I love that the Browns are able to do is our roster is pretty much set. There wasn't a single guy that we drafted where I'm like, that guy's gonna play this year. There's gonna be some special teams contributors. Michael Hall probably is gonna get some. Is probably going to get some run here in a rotation at the defensive tackle, which would be great. Also, Michael Hall is the guy who played Dexter, so we're going to have to get some some nicknames going here. I'm sure of it. But yeah, I mean, I like what the Browns did. There's not a single sexy pick that they took, but that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think the Bengals went with kind of a different approach than what I'm used to seeing. They kind of have normally gone with that, like, let's not get crazy type picks, other than the ones that have been like fallen into them, like obviously Burrow and Chase, and then even Higgins.
I would
You know,
say Chase was a little bold, to be honest, especially where you guys were at. We've all
everyone
seen
was
the
screaming and pounding the table for Penei Sewell.
we've all seen the meme of the like,
Yeah, fuck it,
or
Jamar's down there somewhere.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
these are your 2 options.
But this draft, what I think the sentiment is that the Bengals swung for the fences on a lot of their picks and
See, I don't
kind of
really get that.
high
That's not
high
how.
ceiling high ceiling players.
Sure, sure.
Is what I mean by that. So guys that
Damn, I didn't realize you
are
guys drafted 10 guys.
yeah, yeah. So got a lot of guys that have a lot of upside, a lot of unproven guys, a lot of lack of tape on some of these guys, but the tape that's there is really good.
Right.
I think of like an Eric All, tight end out of Iowa, is somebody that I'm thinking about. And
I don't know. Iowa never produces good tight ends, so
yeah, never. um, I think the one that I'm most excited about though is Jermaine Burton out of Alabama.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who should not have been there from a pure skill standpoint.
right. And that's what
He's got. Yeah, go ahead.
full disclosure, didn't know a whole lot about him going into the draft. But now all I've done is read up on him.
He transferred from Georgia, didn't he?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's another thing I noticed. a lot of the Bengals' top picks typically come from college football playoff teams. Now, I know a
Mhm.
lot of picks mostly come from there, but I've
Right.
just noticed that over the last 2 or 3 seasons, particularly in the Zach Taylor era, they're going pedigree typically when it comes to these first 2 rounds. And they did
Yeah,
that again with
I'm looking at
a
your draft board right now. I don't see a single non, P5 school.
yeah, that's what they've been doing. Chris Jenkins, being here in Michigan, got a lot of insight about him and basically just a ball of energy that can play anywhere on the defensive line, generate pressure from anywhere. He's a D tackle, adding size in the NFL, and that could probably help with kind of the run stopping aspect of it. But this is a guy that can generate pressure from the inside. I'm thinking about a Lario type player,
Yeah.
which is something that the Bengals really utilized on their 2021 run. So excited about that. Um, but the Amarius Mims pick, cool. He's huge. I just think there's a lot of other talent left on the board at that point that the Bengals could have went and got, like you're saying, somebody. Oh, we talked about the Falcons, like somebody that's gonna impact the team day one, and I don't know that he's going to do that. Now that said,
Yeah, that's not a. I don't think it's a bad pick.
no, but 4 to 5 tackles play throughout the season. Typically, that's just
Yeah.
what happens. So
Yes.
having depth at the tackle position is not a bad thing by any
Yeah,
means.
having too many good offensive linemen has never hurt a team. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Now, maybe having, as opposed to like being like, all right, we got too many wide receivers or something, they're
Yeah,
starting to complain on the sideline because you can't get the ball to everyone. It's not going to happen on the offensive line. You're going to, certainly not wishing for it, but we know how football works. You're going to have somebody go down on the offensive line that you
sure.
don't want to. Um, and he's strictly a tackle, right?
So he played at right tackle last year. I think he changed positions though. He might have had some time on the inside.
I feel like he's too big or too
Right.
tall to guard. You know what I mean?
He's
Not
huge.
too, yeah, but he's like 6'8", right?
He's 6'8", yeah.
That's a tough position to play guard at.
But
Not
he's
that
a
he needed,
mauler. He's a mauler. He's a guy
yeah,
that, well, he didn't give up a lot of pressures, and he just bulldozes people because
mhm,
his size, obviously. In the NFL, you're not necessarily going to be able to do that a lot.
no,
Um, but just having that kind
no.
of mean streak is a good offensive lineman trait.
As always, as it seems every year, I actually thought everyone in the AFC North did a good job
Yeah.
drafting. Now, of course, this is all on paper. This is May. You know, that's the thing that I always think is funny with like draft grades and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, and I think I made this argument last year, but it's the same thing I feel about like awards for movies, where I'm like, let's do the awards in 2 to 3 years because
Mm,
the artist would not win for Best Picture, or Crash, or
yeah.
movies that seemed
Yeah.
important in the moment, and then as you watch it again, you're like, that movie kind of fucking sucks. Like,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I we'll see. We'll see how it all works. I think we all in the division had the benefit of not needing to fill a spot. Even the Steelers were like, all right, we got Wilson and we got Fields. We're gonna kind of roll with that for this year. We'll
Yeah.
see what that means for next year. But I think they went best player available, and they filled out their interior line, which they've needed to do. That scares me. You guys both got 2 receivers. What's funny is although it wasn't sexy, we were just live Thursday night, and you guys made those picks where I'm like, that's a good pick. Does not scare me. And then day 2, you guys took these receivers where I'm like, God fucking damn it. Like, here's the thing. If the Steelers take anyone in the second or third round receiver, I'm always going to be like, well, fuck me. Because that guy's going to go for 800 yards at least, 6 touchdowns or some shit. So, we'll see how it all works out, as we always do. But, AFC North always does a really good job. The division only got better. It's going to be claw and fight till the end of the season, like it always is.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think the Browns had a great draft, but you had a second, a third.
I think you guys had the least amount of holes out of the entire division,
I
though.
I agree with that. At least in terms of like what you're looking for in the draft. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
without quarterback, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for you guys going to like. I know that that's terrifying to say, but like in all honesty, the biggest question mark for the Browns is what are you going to get out of the quarterback?
Yeah, I have no idea. I have
Yeah.
no idea. Is
How
Chubb?
would you? We haven't seen
Yeah,
Deshaun play meaningful football for a full season in like 5 years.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
At least it feels that way. I don't think
we'll
it's
see.
actually
We'll
been
see how
that
it all
long.
shakes out. I mean, there are some teams that I think got a lot better on draft night. I think the Bears are clearly one of them.
Yeah.
We certainly talked about that Thursday night, so we don't need to rehash a ton of it. But you know, I know you guys weren't as high on Caleb. That's totally fine. I am like I think he's going to be like I think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the next 3 to 4 years. I think he's going to be what we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be.
Okay. Same kind of hype coming around both of them.
Yeah, same kind of like no doubt number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Let's try to find some holes, but
Hmm.
you really can't. Now, a lot of it kind of comes down to, and I love having this conversation with Todd because I feel like we do it all the time, but you know, it's the nature versus nurture though, right? Can the organization, you know, if Caleb were to go to a better situation, I don't know that he could have on offense, but at the same
Fair.
time, you know, Eberflus isn't exactly a coach that I'm like it rings success.
Yeah.
Um, and if that doesn't work out, I know they're not going to blame the quarterback. I know they're not going to blame the rookie receiver. Sorry, buddy, you're out of here. But
Yeah.
you got DJ Moore, Dunze, and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
That's an incredible wide receiving core.
For a rookie to walk into, hell yeah.
And you still got Cole Kmet. I'm
DeAndre
not.
Swift.
Yeah, they signed Swift. I was to say, I'm trying to remember the running back situation.
Hmm.
And Swift's fine, but whatever. I'm not going to pin an offense down on running back. You can fill that pretty easily. I think I looked because I was curious, of course, like what their over under was set at, and it's 8.5 right now. Which of course is a good line. Because you got to assume Minnesota takes a step back.
I don't know though, man. I mean, I feel like Minnesota's got a lot of pieces all around them. If JJ is what everybody's talking about, but I don't know that he is. I just think he's a quarterback that was available.
Yeah, what's funny is
Or else there wouldn't have been 3 guys that were taken in front of him.
Was there a worse kept secret in football though?
What, JJ to Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And it's funny, and again with the Falcons, like not saying they should have taken JJ. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a quarterback guru or I know who should go over who.
Yeah.
But just from an age perspective, made no sense taking Penix over McCarthy.
Well, I think what you alluded to earlier is a lot to do with it. We've got a 35-year-old quarterback. How old is Kirk Cousins at this point?
Yeah, coming off an Achilles.
Coming off an Achilles.
You know what's the other thing too that is not being talked about? Kirk's not going to be ready for training camp.
Interesting.
So who's getting all those snaps?
Very interesting. What if he's just a stud?
Well, I was going to say he might be ready by the season, but the first time Kirk, if Penix does well in camp and in the preseason, and obviously you're giving the job to Kirk, you don't pay someone $100 million to sit on the bench. What are the players going to say when, maybe what if Kirk doesn't come back like he is? I mean, there's nobody that benefited more from that quarterback documentary than Kirk. He's a middle of the road quarterback. People just like him a little bit more now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I think middle of the road I think he's a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
But it's not much, to be clear. I think he's a little bit better than that, and I think that that's enough.
I just think he's always the limbo bar we set at, right? Like,
yeah.
Is this player better or worse than Kirk Cousins?
Right. I think he's been that for a while as well.
Exactly.
I think he's been in that realm. There have been guys that have like faded in that, like Andy Dalton was that for a little while. Derek Carr, I think, was that for me at least for a little while. Those guys have since faded out. Andy Dalton going to taking up the NFL up on their broadcasting school as well. So we might see Dalton in a booth or in a commentary platform in the next couple of seasons, which would be good. I think he'd be good at it. But yeah, I don't know, man.
It's when it comes to like training camp, it's going to be a very, very interesting story. That has to be where Hard Knocks goes, right?
Oh, it has
Actually,
to
no,
be.
I
Oh,
don't
is it
think they can.
announced?
No, they have a rookie head coach, so you can't.
Ah, yes, good call. So let's walk down this road a little bit.
So, do you know
So,
the barometers
so you
behind
can't have made the playoffs last year.
right? And you can't have a rookie head
Can't
coach,
have a rookie head coach. So the
and you can't have
Bengals,
done it. And I think it's like you can't have done it in the last 5 years.
the Bengals,
Bengals would be a good one. I'd have to take a look at this list here. Honestly, the Bears.
the Bears would be a really good one. The Bears would be a lot of fun.
Trying to go through the list here. Obviously, the Jets did it last year. You can't go
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do Tennessee. Could do Jacksonville.
Could do Jacksonville. Not much I mean,
Ooh, you know who could be a dark horse here? I don't even know if you can call it a dark horse at this point.
Chargers. No rookie head coach. Never mind.
No, I was gonna say Houston.
Texans. Yeah. Texans would be a really good one.
Yeah.
I'm starting to not like CJ Stroud though.
In what way?
Not in a football way.
Fair.
I think he's arrogant as fuck. And
I haven't really seen that enough to comment.
yeah,
On,
to be fair, my critique is only what I've been exposed to on social media. So, however, like, let me give you an example. He was on a podcast with some football veterans, and they were talking about, like how he felt like they should have won a national championship at Ohio State. And one of the other guys, like a veteran, chimed in. I forget who exactly it was, but he's a Gator. And CJ Stroud made the comment, is like, where did you go? I forget who it was. I don't know why it's escaping me. He's like, I went to Florida. And CJ Stroud was like, man, come on. I thought you went like somewhere big. Like, what are you talking about? Florida has more national championships than Ohio State since 1996.
I hear you, and I'm not defending Stroud by any means or trying to shit on Florida. But since have they made the
No,
playoff?
they haven't made the playoff. And so yeah, I get that logic, but
That's 10 years of.
he was talking about winning national championships, or somebody made that point. They're like, dude, we won national
I
championships.
mean,
Like, what are you
Stroud
talking
has
about?
I'm not saying he has a legitimate gripe there, but when you look at that Georgia game that they lost on the last second field goal,
Mm-hmm.
like that's that Georgia team was just a freight train. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think Ohio State had a chance.
Right.
I thought Ohio State wasn't playing very well. Anyway, not that it really matters, but I mean, when you look at the roster and you're like, fuck, we had JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., CJ Stroud, like these guys who are making legitimate differences.
Wilson.
And I'm forgetting the name of them. Oh God. He was a defensive lineman drafted out of Georgia. Somebody asked him in his press conference, like, how do you think you're going to make the transition to the NFL? And he's like, not in an arrogant way, but basically was like, I've been going up against NFL talent for the last 4 years. Like they all got drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, fair point. Good response.
Yeah, but I think it's that, and so that kind of just irked me. Obviously, I have my triggered bias there, but like,
no, I get it.
Like,
Because
CJ, you haven't done anything.
Florida is still a very prestigious football school.
If
they've been on a little bit,
they've been on a downturn. Yeah, for sure. But like, let's not forget, like, just back when Dan Mullen was the head coach, they were in a New Year's Six bowl, like right there on the verge of the college football playoff. Anyway, I just like, yeah, CJ, you had an amazing rookie year, and like you blew the doors off the NFL. Like you're here, like you're a guy, but like you haven't done anything yet, dude. Like you have not done anything. And so when I get the arrogance, like, yeah, confidence is awesome. Like I love like quarterbacks that have swagger. Don't get me wrong. Like my favorite quarterback in the NFL is just, it pours out of him.
You know what though, Corey? confidence and arrogance, sometimes the difference is the audience.
I don't disagree with what you're getting at there by any means, but at the same time, just like there's I think there's a difference in being confident in yourself and then like saying that like no one else can even fuck with you kind of thing. Do you get what
Yeah.
getting at with
Yeah.
that? Like,
I don't get that vibe from him, but I get your point.
yeah, I don't know. I like CJ Stroud. I was very vocal about him being the best quarterback coming out of that draft class.
Yeah.
And I am very impressed with what he did, but like that that you didn't beat Baltimore.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. And Baltimore is a good football team, so it's not to take away anything from them. Like, but there's still a lot left on the bones there for CJ Stroud and the Texans. I think they've got all the tool. I mean, how can you not? The NFL is built in a way, and they traded in a way to set themselves up to reload with assets, and they've done it, and they've hit on a lot of them. So they're drafting well.
Yeah.
I think they only continued to get better in this draft as well. So I think the Texans would be an amazing Hard Knocks for sure.
Yeah.
I think it would be probably, and CJ Stroud is a young, exciting quarterback. He's popular. I think that's a shoe in for me, Aaron. I think that
Mhm.
one makes the most sense now that we've talked it through.
Yeah. We really only talked about AFC teams. So real quick, just a couple others that I think
Mm-hmm.
I guess could make sense
Mm-hmm.
is I, I this is just for the sake of it of television.
Uh
Like, give me the Panthers.
huh. No, dude. Tepper, just
Yeah, just
what a
punch,
pile of shit, dude.
just punching out a fucking camera guy or something.
What an absolute tool.
I hate him so much.
So if you guys didn't notice, David Tepper walked into a bar or restaurant in the Charlotte area that had a sign up that said, "Let the coach or let the GM draft" or something like that.
It said let the GM and coach make the picks.
Yeah, and he went in there and confronted them about it.
Took a man's hat off.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Dude.
Which I
Yeah.
heard somebody else say this, so I don't want to take credit for
Mm,
this like an original thought, but that's not the first time he's done that.
no, it's not.
Like, it's not.
Yeah,
That's not a move you just like you're like, I'm gonna try this one out today.
yeah. This will show him.
Yeah. Like, he's definitely done that to somebody before.
Yeah, and it should be his children only.
Right.
Those are
Like
the only.
in church. Like,
Yeah, or you sit down at the dinner table.
right.
Hey, son.
And then you're like, yeah, I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Dad. Yeah, my bad. Not to a stranger.
No, I obviously don't want the Panthers on Hard
What
Knocks.
else? What else would be the worst? What are all the? Give me all. Do you have all the eligible ones in front of you?
I don't. I'm kind of just looking at
Okay.
like the teams and knowing who has had it
So the
recently.
Saints.
So the Saints did not make the playoffs last year, right? So
So
that would
they would be eligible, right? They don't have a new
Saints
head
would be
coach,
eligible. Everybody in the actually no, because the Falcons wouldn't be because they have a new head coach.
and yeah, the Bucks went to the playoffs. So it'd just be the
Lions
Saints.
obviously were just on it. Packers made the playoffs.
Well, Lions made the playoffs.
Right.
Vikings.
Vikings. They have a new same coach, so you could
Still
do there.
Kevin O'Connell. Vikings would be in. Bears would be in. Giants would be in. No, thank you.
Yeah, Giants. That would be the worst.
That would be the worst.
I could see them doing
So
it just
boring.
to be like, oh, it's New York.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. And then
that-
them just trying to just cram Daniel Jones down our throat.
Yeah, there's no chance.
The
they get
voice
that
of
right.
God making Daniel Jones sound elite.
God, I really hope they don't do that. So that's pretty much the list.
Commanders. No, rookie head coach.
Ooh.
Rookie head coach. Rookie head coach.
Broncos.
Oh,
That's if you were asking the like, all right, who's eligible that I would hate to see.
Yeah, that one would be tough.
Did you hear the whole Sean Payton thing, like talking about Bo Nix?
About what he did with him?
And well, but being like, you know, I was gonna take Mahomes with the next pick, and that like he was basically talking about how he's had like the same type of feeling about Mahomes. He's like, yeah, we were on the clock next after the Chiefs traded up, and we were gonna take him. And it's like, all right, Sean, I'd like to see some receipts on that.
So he's claiming that he just got bested by the Chiefs on Mahomes, like he was going to take
Not
Mahomes
even bested.
to
They
New
didn't like,
Orleans.
well, because so what? The Chiefs traded up to 10
Yeah.
to take him, and the Saints were at 11.
So they were going to take Mahomes when they had Drew
That's what
Brees in
he's
his
claiming.
prime.
That's
Yeah,
what he's claiming.
bullshit, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Also, if you were that convinced, maybe trade up a little bit.
He's just a liar. He's a
I know.
pathological. Kevin James, fuck you, Kevin James, dude.
He's a habitual line stepper. But yeah, Sean Payton would be absolutely awful. I think if we're power ranking it, I think Bears has to be for me number one.
Okay.
I think the Bengals are right. You guys haven't had it in the last like 5 years, have you?
No, it's been a while since Marvin.
Okay.
So it's been a minute. Marvin
I,
and like Ocho and
if there is a dark, like that's probably the dark horse,
yeah.
because you're talking about a team that, you know, without the Burrow injury, I know they start slow every year, right? I
Yeah.
still think they probably make the playoffs.
I
They
agree.
probably at the very least take that Steelers spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, that's the thing is
Can we just word out to Cincinnati, Ohio, Zach Taylor, Lou Anarumo, Joe Burrow. Can we not fucking do that this year, please? Can you
I
not
was
give
gonna
me
ask,
fucking? Can you not give me heart palpitations in week 3? Think a must-win fucking game, please? Can we not do that?
as
Jesus.
as a fan of a team that is eligible, I do want to ask you that: would you want it?
I don't care. I don't think it really impacts the team either way.
Yeah.
I think it has the ability to for like a lesser for a less fortified, solidified, galvanized culture and locker room. I think I think the Bears would be
I
it
was
would
just
be
gonna say that could
bad
be a
for
huge
Caleb
distraction.
Williams.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. That could be very bad for him. Similarly to CJ Stroud, I think all the hype and the exposure that he's been getting is deserved, but could also be bad. I look at a guy like Baker Mayfield, a guy that didn't say no to a paycheck, did every single fucking commercial that he could do, and no knock on him for that at all. But you do call into question as to whether or not that was a distraction for him in his development. No one will know the answer to that, but obviously, you know, you think of that when you think about where it went wrong type deal. So I think Burrow's like I don't think you would get very many interviews with him on Hard Knocks. You get a whole lot of Jamar Chase. I think that there's probably you'd probably just get a whole lot of these rookies. You'd get a lot of Zach Taylor. Um, I'm trying to think about like every year they do it. There's like the character, right? So like obviously with the Jets, it's Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers was the big pull.
A lot of times though, because it is HBO, they intentionally take the guys who are like fringe roster guys. Because
Yeah.
then that creates the drama
Yeah.
towards the end of like, will they or won't they make the team?
Yeah, for sure. But I think you always have that magnetic character. So, like I was saying, like Aaron Rodgers obviously is the big pull on the Jets,
Dan
and
Campbell.
Dan Campbell was the big pull for the Lions, 100%, because it's such a unique person. And like I said, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot out of Joe, even if the Bengals were it, because Joe's just not that kind of person. He doesn't enjoy being in the spotlight. Interestingly enough, though, saw a picture of him and OBJ hanging out over the weekend.
Good luck, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way the Bengals sign him, but yeah. There's no need.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
4 draft picks on wide.
Costs $1 million. Like
if he costs $1 million, sure, somebody gets hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not gonna be. Well, he's just not worth anything anymore.
Right.
You know.
Most overrated player in the history of the NFL?
Off the top of my head, he's
Last
certainly
10
on.
years. Last 10
Yeah,
years.
he's certainly on that Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah. I think he's absolutely very overrated.
He made the one play, and
He made one play. I mean, he's made good plays. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a good wide receiver, but
do you
like
remember that play, by the way?
that wasn't even like a game winner or anything.
No, but do you remember? So you and I were living together at the time. That was when we had the apartment in
Okay.
Bowling Green,
Okay.
and I don't know where I was coming from, but I want to say it was home or something. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But like literally, I'm listening to the game on the radio, and I
Like Westwood
hear,
won.
yeah, like Westwood won. I'm pulling into the parking lot as that like is going down, and I just hear like what sounds like the greatest play of all, and I like run upstairs. I'm like, what happened? What happened? You're like, dude. Like just the timing of it was hilarious. Like they're on the like fifth replay of it as I'm
Yeah.
walking through the door, and you're like, watch this angle. Like, and of course you had it on. You know, it's Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
But like the timing of it literally was as I pulled into the parking lot is when it happened. So I like ran up to the second floor.
Good old Second Street, baby.
Yeah, man.
Oh, memories. Dude, I was perusing some BG apparel. I gotta get some new BG shit.
Yeah.
Some quarter zips, some
I have like
polos.
one nice hoodie and that's it.
Yeah. Dude, we gotta go to a game.
Okay, I'm down.
I need to
I
go.
would honestly just like to go back. I haven't been
Yeah.
back since the year after homecoming.
I would like to go to homecoming. I would like to go to homecoming. I think that would be fun. Maybe
I'm
that
sure.
maybe just on an off weekend.
That's I think would be
Yeah.
more my speed.
Yeah, less
'Cause I don't really.
shenanigans.
Yeah, like either way, you're gonna have to get a hotel, and it's
The
like,
hotel will be cheaper, not on homecoming.
right.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at.
The other option
Here's
is I
the
don't know what the
issue.
Airbnb situation is in BG.
Here's the main issue I see. I'm having a kid. So
That is an issue. I'm just kidding.
that would present not an issue, some logistical hurdles.
Sure.
Some some salesmanship on my part. Also, don't know if I'd really be ready to do that at that point. So this might be a 25 thing. This might be a 2025. Although 24, man, 10 years.
You let me know.
24 is 10 years, Aaron. We graduated college 10 years ago.
I can go whenever, so just let me know.
Oh, why? Why did I do this? No, I'm just kidding. Did I told you, by the way, right? We found out that what the gender of the baby.
Boy. Yeah.
It's a boy. Yeah, man.
You guys have any names picked out?
We got a couple we're kicking around. Keep it under
Any
wraps.
care
And
to share? Not that no pressure.
what's that?
Is it any that you care to share? No pressure. No is a perfectly acceptable answer.
Yeah, I mean, Decory, but she put that one down pretty quick. Coreyson. No, we've got like 3 of them that we're kicking around. I threw out Joseph Burrow James. She said no.
That's a good woman.
Strong name. Jamar. She said no to that. Whatever. We want to probably go with a family name, but we'll see. It's gonna be Ransom James. Something Ransom
Okay.
James. So that's cool. Also weird. Went from like a twin pregnancy where everything is ultra monitored, like we are getting ultrasounds like every like 2 to 4 weeks. And whereas when you just have singleton trash, you have your multiples or your singleton trash, they don't give a fuck. You see the baby once at like fucking 8 weeks, and then they're just like, oh, yep, there's the heartbeat. Cool. All right. Well, next time you're going to see the kids at 20 weeks, And then for there, the next time you're gonna see it's gonna be right before it fucking pops out, basically. So
Is it also because it's not the first?
no, it's because we were like a high risk pregnancy because the kid was conceived at high altitude, and so we lived at like 10,000 feet in Colorado, and so the low oxygen and there's multiples in there, and so
Mhm.
with it being like high altitude, low oxygen, multiple twins, it was like a high risk pregnancy. So they were looking at them like every
And now
fucking
they're like, "Look at this fucking sea level bastard."
yeah. Look at this poor ass singleton trash.
That's so
We
funny.
yeah
So now
yeah
they're like, it's like when you go to a busy restaurant and they hand you the buzzer and they're like, "When this thing buzzes, don't come and see me until this thing buzzes."
exactly yeah 100%. I'm at a fucking Bennigan's, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's a
yeah,
busy
so
Friday night, and they're like, "We'll let you know when your table's ready."
no, I don't have any fucking rolls for you while you wait. Yeah, so but
Awesome.
no, all good stuff, all fun stuff. But no, dude, I wanna take the girls to, like, a BG women's basketball game too.
That would
I
be
think
good.
that would be a lot of fun because 'cause I'm trying to
I would meet you for that.
yeah, that'd be fun.
I just kind of want an excuse to go back. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be football. It doesn't even have to
Dude,
be sports.
Miles Pizza lives on, by the way,
Oh yeah, what happened?
not in Bowling Green. So the retired couple moved down to South Carolina. They were
Mm,
like, "We gotta do something." And so they opened a Miles Pizza in South Carolina.
interesting. Oh, can you imagine all that cheese and that heat though?
Yeah, right. Gotta be a
Uh,
fall to spring meal.
oh God, who was it? Who was it that was at our house that ordered extra cheese for Miles?
Oh god.
And we were just making fun of him. We were like, you hear that? This guy wants extra cheese. A
You
whole
have
good
no
extra
idea.
cheese.
You have no idea what you're doing.
I think they took it as a challenge.
Yeah. It
I'm like,
might
you
have been
want what?
Eric. It
Yeah.
might I
Like,
remember, yeah,
I'll give you extra cheese.
the grilled cheese mega burgers.
Oh, from Oasis.
Ordered 8 of them.
Dude, what did we?
No,
Oh,
no, it was just we were inebriated and trying to explain to him that it was 2
oh yeah.
cheeseburgers between 2 grilled cheese,
Right.
and the math wasn't mathing in his head
Yeah.
due to
He's
the
like, well,
the
I guess
beers.
just to be safe, we'll have to get 4.
Again, college towns have the best eats, right? Like,
Yeah, and they're cheap. I want to go back to
for the
Bowling
beer
Green.
prices, dude.
Yeah, only for the sake of just being a baller.
Yeah. You want a shot? You want a shot? You want a shot?
No, not
Alright,
like
a
that.
dozen shots. That'll be $25,
There
please.
there's a bar up the street from us that we like to go to because it's a dump hole in the wall
Is
that
that
like
your
the
24/7
old
bar?
counties goes. No, we don't have a
Oh, okay.
24/7 bar, but we have it's called Arts Pub,
Okay.
but it has a patio and it's not a fancy patio by any means, but it's like
It's
take the dog
concrete
on a
outside.
yeah, concrete outside. We'll take the dog on a walk and just be like, let's go grab a beer. You know, take the dog with you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Kind of deal. And everyone loves the dog, so it's like it's just fun to go there. But I swear to God, we'll have like 2 or 3 drinks and I'll get the tab and I'm like, it's $13.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
the
like, this
best.
is awesome. And they're tall. Like it's like I get like a tall Yingling on draft.
Dude, we went to similar
Nice
story.
frosty mug.
Dude, can't beat it. Twin Peaks?
I've never
We
been to
went
a Twin Peaks, but
I feel like we talked about this like 2
we
weeks
did.
ago. Yeah. Um,
Like great name, but
we went to we were down in Tennessee last summer and we went to like we were looking for a spot to play golf. And so we found this like there's a place that was like a stay and play, but you could also not stay and still play. And so we did that. And we got in. I think it was fairly affordable. It was like $45 for 18 in a cart. And it was a well-maintained course as
yeah.
well. It was nice. We were playing on it. And so at the beginning of the ninth tee box, they had the phone with the menu. You could call in
Love
your
that.
lunch. Yeah, dude. So classy. You could call in your lunch and order it, play the ninth hole, pick it up, and then get back in your cart and keep
Yeah.
going. So
Such a great move.
that's what I did. I was like, all right, I'd like a grilled chicken sandwich, a chicken salad sandwich. Let me get a vodka soda, 2 bags of chips, a Diet Coke, and 6 beers. And they're like, okay, sounds good. We'll see you when you finish the ninth. I'm like, all right, great. I hung up. We play the hole. I go in. I'm like, yeah, I had the chicken salad and the chicken sandwich and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, it's right here. All right, that'll be $24. I was like, what the fuck? What year is it? Did I get in a time
That's
machine
awesome. For the
somewhere?
with dude, just the drinks.
Yes.
I would have been like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we did
that's
the
fair. That's
19th
fair.
hole. We did the 19th hole afterwards, and I was like, we were drinking like
We're
3 or 4
never
beers
That's how they
each.
get you. They're like, yeah, you don't have to stay here. You can drink. It's super cheap. You might want to stay.
Yeah, right? Can we interest you in a room? It's $230 a night. Yeah.
Also, that's the closest you're ever gonna get to using a bullpen phone.
You're right, dude.
A phone that it dials to one place.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Start getting the right-hander going.
Yeah,
Gonna need
get the
about
righty.
gonna need a dozen chicken wings.
Oh man, I do like. There's nothing classier than the. You know what? I played when I went up to Glen Arbor, Michigan last year. I played a Arnold Palmer course, and
Nice.
it was just me. This was my like treat for my because we got an
By
Airbnb with
yourself.
like
Oh, yeah,
yeah
yeah, I
yeah
remember
we got
you invited us on this
yeah
trip. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and you guys had something going on. But either
Yeah,
way, like
yeah.
we had an Airbnb with like Mary's friends, and there were some guys that went. None of them I invited. Like no one golfed, no problem. Whatever. Honestly, it was kind of great. Like I got away for like 3 hours and just like played slow too because there was nobody on the course. Like
Beautiful.
took a couple extra shots. Like had a great time. But it was the same thing except you ordered on the cart,
Ooh,
like the touch
elite.
screen. And I did that. I wasn't even that hungry, but I was like, I mean, I gotta.
I gotta try it out.
Like I'm like finishing up the 8th hole, and it's like, do you want a hot dog? And I was like, fuck yes, I do, future.
Also, just testing them out. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
some add-ons here and some subtractions from my order, just see if they get it right.
yeah. Double dog, no bun. I'm just kidding. No, it was great. Like I love that shit.
Is
I'm
there
playing
anything better
another.
than a solid restaurant or like a nice little pub at the turn? Like something solid.
No, yeah, like a real one, not just dogs on the roller. Which don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, good,
They serve
fine,
their purpose.
serve their purpose. There's a course by us that um anywhere else I would think this sandwich is terrible. It's just an Italian hoagie,
Mhm.
but they have like the pre-wrapped because like
Grab
I
and
don't
go.
always want a hot dog,
Yeah.
but it's like the easiest thing, hot dog or a brat. So the fact that I can just get like hoagie, mustard packet, mayonnaise packet, and then I'm out the door.
Yep.
Like I'm like, this is incredible. Like little piece of lettuce on it, and
Yeah,
you're like,
it's
oh
from like
my
a
god,
7-Eleven.
yeah. Like, is this Gordon Ramsay's
Dude, the
golf
one
course?
from fucking, Cedar River where you finish the ninth and you're not back by the clubhouse, but you just drive under that, like,
Yeah,
that tunnel.
the outhouse.
You drive through that
Yeah.
tunnel, and then,
Mhm.
like, inside the tunnel, there's that fucking stand right there.
Mhm.
I'll never forget those homemade granola bars they had. They were
Those were
phenomenal.
so good. And the best too is like we were the last tee times, and
Oh.
I think we were like the third of fourth groups. But it was funny because the lady there was like, "Is there anyone else behind you?" They're like, "Yeah, there's one more group." And she's like, "Oh, okay, good. I'm ready to go home."
It's, like, getting dark out.
Yeah,
It's, like,
right. I'm like, I get
30.
it. No problem. Yeah.
Ah, good times, good
Yeah, that
times.
was an absolute elite course.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the 18th, when you come down, then the gallery of condos around
Yep.
you, all lit up
Incredible.
because it's
Yeah.
twilight, as one of the more picturesque golf finishes that I've ever had, and I birdied 18 as well.
Also one of the smartest things ever because it's a golf/ski resort.
Yeah.
The driving range was like the bunny slope.
Mhm.
Like great use of space, but it was so funny because you're hitting uphill.
Yeah.
So you're like hitting your driver and it's going like 200 yards, but then like
Tink.
hit like I was like, I get it. Great use is like not mad about it. Good
Yeah,
use of
yeah.
space. But you're like avoiding trying to hit the like the whatever
Never
green
again on the
line.
Chief. Never again.
Oh my god, I still talk about that course.
Dude, this is the most dysfunctional layout of a course I've ever
Yeah.
experienced.
Could you imagine walking that?
Dude, no. I don't think
You'd
they'd
die.
let you. I
They
don't think
wouldn't.
they'd let you.
Remember that guy asked you, he's like, 18 in a cart? And you were like, could I walk this?
Yeah. Is that possible?
And he's like, no, it is not. Yeah, that
All
one
right.
was so dysfunctional.
Yeah.
And it was like the hardest course.
It kicked the shit out of us,
Kicked the
dude.
shit out of everybody. And
Yeah.
it was like
That was our
95.
first course, too. That
That
was
was
the
our
first
first course.
round. We were all hungover,
Yeah.
dragging ass out there. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's never good when it's 3:00 and you're like, I'm still hungover. And I'm just sweating.
Yeah. We got to get you back in the golf game, baby. We're gonna get you right.
Oh, I love it too much to not.
Yeah.
But I'm
Don't
like,
ever say you're gonna sell those clubs again. Don't ever
I'm
say
at
it.
the point where I'm like, well, here's
Time
the
to
thing. When
commit.
you think about
Time to
all the
commit.
money, yeah, when you think about all the money you put into clubs, balls, greens fees, all that, I'm like, honestly, I think I just have to bite the bullet, especially
Take a couple
now.
lessons.
Take a couple lessons because it's not going well. You know, I just need help with. I just need someone to tell me how to grip the club correctly. Someone to be like, with your swing, you should do
You
this.
do this. You do the interlock.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're like, well, I got nothing else for you.
Yep. That's it. That's my coaching
That's
ability.
what I said, man. Like you said, you tinker too much, and you're
Yeah.
too far away.
That's what I've kind of just been doing lately is just kind of stepping up to the ball and just being like, all right, just a nice, easy swing. That's all I think about. That's all I try and think about is just nice. I don't think about where my shoulders are, where my hips are, or that I need to rotate. And then just only other thing I honestly, and I'm not one of these, but I just say just be an athlete. Just make an athletic swing.
Mhm.
Just do something athletic and and don't try and kill the ball.
Right.
And more often like that, I feel like I've played golf enough to know what a swing is. And so just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Right.
And sometimes that really just that kind of freedom, your body knows what to do, kind of, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Everybody goes to the yips though. I definitely went through it last year for sure.
Yeah, I'm going through it hard. The thing that just sucks is I have this golf trip coming up where we're playing like $100 rounds, and I'm like, I don't want to hate myself the whole time.
Yeah. Are you doing Ryder Cup style?
No, we're gonna play. We're doing
Home
like
ball?
skin. We're doing skins. Closest to the pin. And you know, whatever foursome you're paired up with, there'll be some side games going on.
Yeah.
You know,
That'll
I
be
would
fun.
do that again though. I loved like the Ryder Cup
Yeah, that was
style
fun.
setup. Yeah, it was. I love that.
Yeah, just any little golf trip with the boys is hard to beat. They're fun. They're a lot of fun.
I love it because that's the event, as opposed to like a bachelor party where it's like getting shithoused is the event.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, we're gonna go. Like, I think we have reservations for like a nice steak restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get a nice old fashioned or cocktail or something. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, the booze will be flowing,
Yeah.
but
And
it'll be like
probably,
9 o'clock. It'll be like 9 o'clock, and I'll be like, boys, we have an 8 o'clock tea time. I gotta get to bed. Oh yeah. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm always the one up. I'm always
Come
the last
on.
one up.
Come on.
I'm always like, yeah.
Somebody
Stay
turns
up
on
till, like,
coach eyes.
yeah, well, it's over. A little beer hockey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's over for me. Yeah, I always end up being like the last one up. Which is the
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I think it's a FOMO.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want to miss out on the fun.
Right.
I was first in though a couple of nights in New Orleans. I was the first one to bed. I did it.
How was that?
Well, the best part was I strategically picked the room right inside the front door.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, and like the living quarters were upstairs. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna slide in here real quick. And like they're up. I woke up like 3 times. They're up until like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh.
Just like, no, this is why this is my stance on abortion. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. Didn't miss that.
Yeah, dude, FOMO.
Yeah. When the night divulges into the political discussion, it's like
Speaking of,
just gonna scoot
it's
down to
like,
bed.
says like, speaking of FOMO, abortion.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
like what?
Just kidding.
Dude, we were just talking about the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, no, I'm super excited about it. We'll have to get you out. We'll have
Yeah,
to get
dude.
you out one time.
My
But
wife,
otherwise,
my wife is just watching the podcast. She becomes the guy from Taken. Good luck.
yeah, right. We'll get you out. We'll get you out. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll. I'm also trying to get back up there again this year. Get some
In
golf
the
in.
words of Christina Aguilera, come on over, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jessica Simpson. My bad. My bad,
No,
Jay
it's not.
Simps.
No, that's
No,
that's Tina.
it's Christina.
That's
Okay.
ex Tina.
All right. Did you say ex Tina?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Christina.
It's Christineth.
I don't. Okay.
You'll say my wife's name right. What movie is that from? God damn it.
Other guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the guy who's Arnie Palmy alert. Arnie Palmy alert. You go back and fuck my wife.
Her name is Christineth. Oh my god. What a great movie. Great.
Yeah,
There are
that was
people
pretty
that think
solid.
Will Ferrell's not funny.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, they're missing
I
out
mean,
on
I'm
a
fine
lot
with
of
people
good
saying
stuff.
like he's not. You don't find him as funny as he wants to, but I'm like, that's just called aging.
Yeah. Like Steve Martin, not as funny as he
I
once was.
still remember seeing Anchorman in theaters,
Yeah.
and like I was like rolling in Laffy Taffy
Same
on
with
the ground.
Same with Step Brothers, dude. I was crying.
Yeah,
Crying
I
laughing.
actually remember being disappointed in the
Step
theater
Brothers?
seeing Step Brothers the first time I
Wow.
saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was one of those things where I was like, this is gonna be the
The
funniest
greatest movie. Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then like the second, third, like, and then every time since that, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
this is, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. We didn't really get into NBA playoffs tonight.
no, I mean, there's still a lot going on.
Just
There's still too many teams. That's the thing with the NBA is
first
you
round
can't
sucks, dude.
There's actually been some really good games
Good
and series.
games. Good games.
Yeah, like last night was really good for Philly, New York, Cleveland, Orlando. I mean, Cleveland, Orlando has been the best.
It's a really good series. It's not even a series yet, according to you.
Yeah, home team has yet to lose.
Yeah.
I hope that changes.
Don't want a game 7
Friday, because I'm golfing Sunday morning, and I'm sure they're going to put that one at 1 o'clock. So that would suck. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Interesting. I was in when I was in New Orleans. There was a guy there. He's like, "Listen, dude, I'm fading the Bucks for round 1. I'm taking Indy. I'm taking Indy on the series."
Was that before we knew Giannis was out?
This was before. Yeah, it was questionable. He was questionable at that time.
Right.
And
I like Indy, man.
Is there anybody in the East that is going to come out other than Boston, though?
I think New York can.
With Josh Hart Magic?
I mean, yeah, if he's going to keep getting fucking like 20 offensive rebounds.
He's so fun to watch. He's so fun.
Yeah.
He popped on the scene last playoffs, and he's just not stopped.
I was watching the Magic Cavs game, or I was texting with one of my buddies, and he made the comment, and I thought it was a decent comparison, but like Jalen Suggs is just like poor man's Josh Hart. Like that frustrating, really good defender, scrappy.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, how is this guy everywhere all the time?
Consistently around the ball.
Yeah, consistently around the ball. Good player.
But now it's just like Josh Hart's turned into like just a top end scorer as well.
Yeah, I mean top end, I don't know, but he's he punches way above his weight class
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
And he's very clutch. Um, I he's one of those guys that like he's never going to be the best player on your team. He's
Hmm.
never honestly, you can even argue shouldn't really never even be a starter. But boy, do championship teams love a guy like that.
Sure.
Does all of the dirty work, brings that lunch pail every single time,
Hmm.
and just he's just a thorn in everybody's balls.
I think the best series obviously is Mavs Clippers. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
been the most fun.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get what will probably be the best series in the entire playoffs outside of the finals, in my opinion, on Saturday in Timberwolves Nuggets. I think that is going to be
Yeah.
one of the most fun series in
Well,
the
you're gonna
playoffs.
get well, no, Mavs Lakers will play. Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right.
No,
I'm sorry.
Timberwolves
I'm sorry.
Nuggets.
Yeah, yeah, because the Thunder were the 1 seed.
Yeah, it's Timberwolves Nuggets.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
No, you're correct.
that's going to be. I think the winner of that series wins the West.
I am still holding on to a Nuggets championship ticket, and I'm feeling really good about it.
I would too. I would too. I think the only team that has shown that they could potentially beat them is the Celtics. And even so, I think the Nuggets are consistently more consistent than Boston is.
Well, we'll have to see what's going on with Porzingis, because if he's out, I don't think the Celtics have a chance. I still think they would come out of the East.
Hmm.
I think the Knicks can threaten that for sure.
Okay. I
Um,
think that makes
but
sense.
but I even the Celtics at full strength. I watched 2 Celtics Nuggets games this year, and that was the second one when the Nuggets beat the Celtics. The last game was when I bought the ticket,
Hmm.
and I still ate a lot because I think it's like plus 550. Like it's not a ton, but I don't think there's a team that can turn it on easier than the Nuggets, like when they need to. And you've seen it this entire Lakers series where they're like, all right, we're down the whole game. Not really worried about that.
Lakers led
Um,
65% of the series.
yeah, exactly.
And got beaten 5.
And they don't because the Nuggets are like, yeah, well,
I think
48-minute game.
if I'm playing the Nuggets, I'm just there's no way I'm doubling Joker. I'm gonna let him get his 45 points.
That is the way to play them.
The only way you just stop everyone. Like there's no way Jamal Murray is scoring more than 19 points. Like that's what I have to do.
Yeah, the problem is he's such a good passer.
I know. Yeah, yeah,
And you can be like, all right, get yours, but then he like finds Aaron Gordon for like
yeah,
3 lob dunks that just then the momentum is real.
yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
I think is Anthony Edwards the villain we need right now in today's NBA?
I think Anthony Edwards is the I think we were talking about this on a recent podcast, but he's the only like under 26 American born superstar.
Under 26. I think Paolo's close.
I don't think he's a superstar.
He's not. I
Right.
think he's close.
Yeah. He's a all-star that deserves to be on like Team USA.
I was gonna say Paul
Cuz
George.
well,
Like the next,
well, yeah, but he's
next.
too old.
Yeah, he's
And
too old.
not good. Like cuz you got Luka, you got Jokic. The thing
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
even a guy like Shea, he's Canadian.
Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah,
There
I
really
mean
isn't anybody. You got Wemby, you got
French,
Jokic, you got Luka. Like the international
Serbian.
stars are dominating the game right now. And then you have like
Jokic and Luca aren't. How old did you say?
I think they are like 26.
Oh, you said in their 20s. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I think this is the first time since like early 2000s though, where you have a second round of the NBA playoffs that does not include LeBron, KD, or Steph.
End of an era.
End of an era.
So, question: LeBron is
Yeah.
a free agent after this season, right?
Cool.
Do you draft Bronny because it'll get you LeBron?
No, but I if he wants to come, have a last hurrah here, sure. Come on board.
Say
I
you're the.
mean, like, here's the thing: if you take him with your second round pick, fine, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like,
Because it's going to get you LeBron.
sure. If it's like pick 55, because like that guy doesn't work out anyway.
Pick what?
Like
55?
55. That's like whatever, whatever
Because
your
whoever drafts Bronny's getting LeBron.
maybe. I still don't know that he's coming out. I think he might transfer to Duquesne, or his boy's the coach now.
Didn't he declare?
You can now declare without losing your eligibility.
Yeah.
He's like going through the process basically.
I think he's got some ability for sure.
Yeah, but
I don't think
what
he's
did he
ready
what did
yet,
he average,
but
like 6 points at USC? And I know he had
yeah,
like a
no,
heart attack. That's not great.
no, not great. But like I'm just thinking about like let's say for instance the Knicks.
I think they have too good of a thing going right now. You don't
to
really
just,
want to bring
to
in a
just
guy like
add
LeBron. That yeah,
you don't want to bring in LeBron James, the best player ever in basketball.
he's probably. I mean, dude, just to call it what it is, he's not a top 5 guy anymore.
Um I think if you're telling me like I need to win a game, he's one of the first 5 people I pick.
I mean, here's the thing. It's astonishing what he's still able to do at his age. I'll just,
100%.
the way he takes care of his body is
100%.
incredible.
100%.
Would I welcome him as a third stint on the Cavs? Absolutely.
Starter
But here's the thing: is he slides in very nicely
for what you've already got.
for what we already have. Right. I don't
Mhm.
really want to go out of my way. Like, I'm not trading
Yeah.
assets to bring him
Yeah.
in. If it's like a hey, this is a mutually beneficial.
What I'm just trying to think of is like a team that's almost there that he could put them over the edge. That's why I was thinking of the Knicks.
If you want the actual answer to that, it's the Thunder.
Dude, that would be wild. So, let's say the Thunder get LeBron.
He's not going to Oklahoma City.
Whether or not if they draft Bronny,
He's not, I don't.
he would go. He would go. A million percent he would go. For a
Yeah.
chance to play with his son? A million percent. A million
Yeah.
percent he's
I
doing
think
that.
he'd be pulling back levers though. Like a don't take him thing.
Yeah, maybe, but let's just say whoever the team is, right? It doesn't matter. Thunder, be the fucking Mickey Mouse Club. It doesn't matter. He get
Might be.
might be. LeBron goes to a team that's on the cusp, and in fact does put them over the edge, and does win an NBA championship with a 4th franchise. Are we having any debates any longer?
Yes.
I am of the opinion that if LeBron came first, there wouldn't even be a debate.
That's interesting.
If LeBron was first and then Jordan came, this wouldn't even be a conversation. It would be LeBron every single time
Yeah.
because no one is going to touch any of his records, at least like in the foreseeable future. Like the amount of they've already done the math on what Luca would have to do, or like what
Right.
Joker would
To
have
get
to
the
do.
points.
Exactly, to get to the points or even the assists or like all of these the minutes,
You
all
know
of
what's the
this stuff.
crazy thing too about the points, Corey? Does not account for playoffs.
That's insane.
And do you know how many playoff minutes he's logged?
Lots.
All of
Thousands.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. His another crazy thing is like I think he's somewhere at like 60% of the time that he makes the playoffs, he's in the NBA finals. Or so it's
Yeah, what
something.
there was that 7-year run where it was LeBron's in the finals.
Yeah, it's just it's insane. So my point is like, if he was first, and then you get a guy, call him Smichael Jordan, that is drafted into the league and
Terrible
is
name.
also paired up with what is arguably one of the premier head coaches in the league at the time, actually not arguably, then also is paired up with 2 to 3 future Hall of Famers and then wins 6 championships. People are going to talk shit about the fact, well, LeBron never had that coach. Well, LeBron drug a fucking uh future drug addict and mama banger to the fucking NBA finals,
I
and
I
like
was gonna say, I think you're thinking too hard on it. I think the point, like the point you're not missing, but I guess not making is give me Michael Jordan in the social media area.
oh shit, dude.
He'd flip.
Yeah, bad news bears. Bad news bears.
We got what our knowledge of Michael Jordan was Space Jam and
Hmm.
like when he went on Oprah.
He's not a good guy.
No. No. And I'm not like here's the thing, like for sports standards, like LeBron is, and I would just love to see how Michael Jordan would have handled the social media era.
He would have been Dennis Rodman.
I don't know that it would have been. I mean,
You
here's
know
the thing.
what?
He
I'm
was
not speaking
yeah.
hyperbolic,
Yeah.
but it would have been totally different. It would have been
I'm just saying
absolutely different.
his perception would be way different.
Yes, 100%, 100%, 100%. And I think he also had the benefit of going first.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
think he absolutely had the benefit of, and there's nothing
I
that
mean,
it's not to his fault. Obviously, it's not his fault when he was born or anything like
it
that.
took a while for people to go MJ's better than Magic or Bird or
Yeah,
Kareem.
yeah. I think when it's all said and done,
Give me Wilt Chamberlain in the social media era.
dude, Magic.
Canceled.
I mean, yeah, Kareem was social media for a while, especially, he went, did his name change. He was an actor. So there's a lot going on.
My name's Roger. I'm the co-pilot.
Yeah. I don't know. That popped up, and I had thought on it, and I think that LeBron James goes first, and then we're not even having a discussion just because of how dominant he's been for so fucking long. Like look at Jordan in his 20th season and look at the Wizards. Look at how bad they were. They weren't
Yeah.
sniffing playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just different. It's different. Different era, different science behind load
But then, yeah, I
management.
would say the other argument too is like Michael Jordan being the competitor that he was, give him more advanced sports science as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
Good counter. Good counter. Cool. What else we got?
I think that's about it for me, man.
Yeah, I think that's a pod. I think that's a pod. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Love you guys. See you next time.